Good morning and welcome everyone to the University of Minnesota. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all here for a very exciting announcement for our university, for Special Olympics Minnesota, and for the state of Minnesota. When I began as president nearly 3 years ago, I, along with all of my colleagues, made engagement central to our work, particularly with partners like those who join us here today, national, state, and community leaders from the public square to the boardroom, who embody a servant leader mindset and who seek day in and day out ways to make Minnesota a better place for everyone. In particular, I want to recognize with appreciation the support the university has received from Governor Walz and his administration, particularly during the challenging times we've all recently faced, and for his and Lieutenant Governor's partnership across so many areas that support our state and those that we serve. So it's in this spirit that I would like to welcome Governor Walz to share with you an exciting announcement.
Good morning, everyone. President Gable, thank you for the warm welcome, and thanks for the incredible work the University of Minnesota does. Every corner of the state, every single day, we are grateful. To all of our sponsors who are here today, Brian, United Healthcare, we thank you for being a part of this announcement. You'll hear from Dave Dorn, the engine behind a lot of this, and to each of you, our athletes in particular, Danny and Jenna, to being here as ambassadors to talk a little bit about the importance of this announcement. But it is my pleasure to be able to announce that Minnesota will be hosting the Special Olympics USA Games in 2026 here in Minnesota. Every 4 years, Special Olympic hosts the USA Games, and in 2026, this will be the single biggest sporting event in the United States during that year. The event will host athletes from all 50 states, Canada, and the Caribbean, competing in over 20 sports. The Games will bring over 115,000 people to Minnesota with a projected economic impact of $70 million. More importantly, it'll showcase these incredible athletes, the work they do, and the idea of inclusiveness in our society. Minnesota has always prided ourselves on our health and wellness, but making sure that includes everyone. So the Games being in Minnesota will give us an opportunity to showcase that this is a state where every single person can thrive in what they do. And the ability and the opportunity to see these incredible athletes lifts our spirits. It shows the best that we can be, and it'll be an opportunity once again to showcase this great state, our athletes, and host the entire country here. So I'm incredibly proud to have this event in Minnesota, but I think it'd be noted it takes an awful lot of people to make something like this happen, an awful lot of planning and an awful lot of commitment. One of those people have been doing this for a very, very long time. The commitment to Special Olympics is well known, and now this event will be a capstone to that work. It's my pleasure to introduce you the President and CEO of Special Olympics Minnesota, Dave Dorn.
Wow, that's the best introduction ever. This is such a huge event and such a great thing for our state, and to have the governor, the first lady, and lieutenant governor here to make this announcement and share it with us is just a great honor and just worthy of the event. We are super honored that the 2026 Games will be held here. It is a huge event with measurable impact across the state, and I'm sure that our state will deliver an unmatched competitive and community spirit for the athletes, the coaches, and for all that touch the Games. Now, we have incredible leadership in place already for these Games that will help plan and lead not only the Games, but all the activities that will start happening tomorrow throughout the state over the 4 years leading up to these Games. First, Christy Sovereign, who is better known as the sister of Katie Timmer, a well-decorated athlete, Special Olympics athlete for over 30 years. Katie has competed in local, national, and world games. In fact, was a medal winner in Ireland in golf back in the day. Besides being Katie's sister, though, Christy has also was a former board member of Special Olympics Minnesota, is a unified partner, and has been engaged with the movement for well over 30 years. During the day, she is the senior managing director and Minneapolis office managing director of Accenture. And Christy will be the CEO of the 2026 USA Games. Adam Jerpy, who is also better known as the parent of Special Olympics athlete Stephen Jerpy, For 16 years, Stephen Jerpe has been a multi-sport athlete, and Stephen might be even better known as being a multi-year, multi-time polar bear plunger, where he actually leads one of the largest teams that jump it through the ice here in Minnesota. And Adam, too, is a plunger who gets pulled along with his son. Adam's also a longtime coach and is a current Special Olympics board member. So Adam Jerpe will be switching from his board seat at the Minnesota Special Olympics and will be the board chair for the 2026 USA Games. And finally, Wendy Williams-Blackshaw is the CEO of Minnesota Sports and Events and will also be on the executive board of the Games. Wendy and Minnesota Sports and Events, with their collective experience and involvement in bringing such events or working on such events like the Super Bowl, the men's Final Four, and most recently the very successful women's Final Four, were key in helping us as we put together a competitive bid to win and be awarded these games for 2026. So Wendy, thank you very much to you. So we're super fortunate because not only do these people bring exceptional business skills and experience and networks, but also, as you can see, they have a core personal connection to the movement and our mission of inclusion. Now, finally, you can never win a bid like this unless you had critical partners that make up two of the main pillars. One is a site partner, where you have world-class facilities where the athletes will sleep, they'll eat, they'll house, and they will compete. And then also you need a presenting sponsor to lead the charge and lead all those that need to come on board to support a games like these. So we're pleased to have our two honorary chairs of these games who also are connected to these pillars are here with us today. President Joan Gable, who you'll hear from again in a second. And now I'd like to bring up Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, is our presenting sponsor for the USA Games, along with United Health Group and Optum. Brian?
Well, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Governor. Thank you for making this such a special day. President, thank you so much for sponsoring us here today. This is a special day. On behalf of 340,000 employees at United Health Group, I'll just tell you, I'm thrilled. We're thrilled. We're thrilled to be the presenting sponsors for the 2026 Special Olympics USA Games right here in our own hometown. It's amazing when I think about this as our community. Helping people live healthier lives. That's our mission at United Health Group. And we're always looking for local partners and national partners that share that same ambition, and we've certainly found that in the Special Olympics. We've been partners for many, many years. We have a long and rich history, and we're certainly excited, all of my colleagues across United Health Group, to help these athletes prepare for what is the highest level of competition. Now, we all know we have 4 years, but preparing for an event like this is no small task. And I will say, the volunteerism, the support in this community that we've seen over the last several years, not only inside our company, but this community at large, I'm sure will continue as we prepare for this amazing event. Lastly, I'd just like to say thank you. I'd like to say thank you on behalf of my colleagues for including us in this amazing experience. I'm certain this is going to leave a great legacy for our great state. Thank you for today. Looking forward to the next 4 years and seeing you all in the community as we prepare for 2026. Thank you.
Friends, I'll add my appreciation to Brian's. The University of Minnesota is so excited to host the Special Olympics USA Games in 2026 and offer our world-class athletic, medical, housing, and dining facilities to the athletes, the coaches, their families, fans, and supporters alike. Across all of these endeavors, and as captured in our strategic plan, Impact 2025, the university is committed to fostering a welcoming community that values belonging, equity, diversity, and dignity in people and ideas, values that are shared with the Games' mission to transform lives through inclusion and breaking down barriers. So thank you again to Governor Walz, the Lieutenant Governor, the First Lady, Special Olympics CEO Dave Dorn, and United Health Group CEO Brian Thompson for their support and partnership. And I would be remiss if I didn't throw out a special thanks to University of Minnesota Regent Mike Kenyanya, who initiated this amazing opportunity for the university back in 2019. So at this time, I'm very proud to introduce one of our University of Minnesota students and Special Olympics Minnesota Unified partner, Danny Strigo, along with Special Olympics Minnesota athlete and senior at Orono High School, Jenna Perkins. Danny and Jenna are honorary chairs of the 2026 USA Games, and we're very excited to hear from them today. Thank you.
Thank you, President Gable, and thank you all for being here for such an exciting announcement. I'm Danny Strigo. I'm currently a sophomore here at the University of Minnesota.
I'm Jenna Perkins. I'm a senior at Orono High School.
We both know the firsthand the transformative power of Special Olympics. I've participated as a unified partner in soccer, track and field, dance, and basketball, and coached the unified flag football team. I also served as the vice president on the student board of directors for Special Olympics Minnesota.
And I've been a part of the Special Olympics athletes for 6 years. I participated in basketball, track and field, dance, flag football, soccer, plus I am a student board of directors member. Special Olympics is about so much more than sports. It's about inclusion. We're so proud that Minnesota is a part of the inclusion revolution.
In addition to the exciting news about the 2026 USA Games, we're happy to have members of Team Minnesota here with us today that will represent Minnesota in the 2022 USA Games in Orlando, Florida this June. Down here. Special Olympics Minnesota is sending the largest delegation ever to the USA Games with 145 athletes. After competing in the Games, members of Team Minnesota will receive the Flame of Hope and carry it back to Minnesota for the 2026 Games.
Today, we are very pleased to present Governor Walz and the First Lady and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan with this official jersey and make you an honorary part of Team Minnesota.
Once again, thank you all for being here today.
So that wraps us up for this exciting announcement. For sure, tune in as you see our members of Team Minnesota here that are going down to the 2022 games. Those games will be covered by ESPN. Opening ceremonies is June 4th or 5th? 5th, thank you. June 5th. I'll be there, I promise. June 5th, and covered live on ESPN as well as daily highlights throughout the week. ESPN is a global sponsor of the Unified Movement and Special Olympics, and for the games to be hosted down there is phenomenal. But what's even more exciting, as Danny and Jenna announced, our athletes right here will be bringing back the torch for us for 2026. So thank you all very much. We've got leadership here. We've got our honorary chairs. If there's any questions, we can field those. Otherwise, people will be around for any questions. Oh, there you go.
You said this was a competitive, you won a competitive bid. What were the other cities that bid on this?
So there is the names of the states that we don't get the names of the states that did. There was 3 other states that were in the initial bidding, and so I know Texas was one, and I'm not sure who the other ones were, but I do know that there are already 5 or 6 states that are bidding on the 2030 games. So it's become a very valuable property, and it's like you say, the economic impact. But what we're really excited about is we've got 4 years to start creating events and celebrating organizations that really promote inclusion and the gift of what that brings to not only schools, but also brings to the community. So we're fired up about that. Yeah.
And another thing, in the press release, it says that these events will be held at world-class venues across the Twin Cities besides the University of Minnesota. Can you name several of those, or do you know at this point?
I think it's in the press kit that you'll get, because I'll forget what all they are. But we have a lot of things in the works, and some of those things aren't finalized at this point in time. But the Mall of America is a big partner of ours for family activities. We are so fortunate to have the light rail here where you can get direct connect. The biggest thing, if you have really great transportation, that was a big factor in us winning the bid, and the fact that we have light rail running straight to the University of Minnesota, and that's a big attraction for the Twin Cities. And a lot of families come in, and so they're looking for activities to do when their child or their relative or their sibling are not participating, and there's plenty of things to do at the games, but also centered around the Mall of America is a great family venue, and so we've got family activities planned for there. We are planning on having softball and a couple other events out at Bielenberg Field, which has a great softball complex, but most of the events will take place right on the University of Minnesota, and that's why we were so excited to partner with them. Any other questions? There is information in the press kit that will have more details than I can remember sometimes on some of these things, but we're really excited about it. A lot more to come, and hopefully you hear about events leading up to that starting soon, and the frequency is there to get everybody involved. So great. Thank you very much, everybody.
Pleasure to meet you.
Perkins. I love P-E-R-K-I. No, it's I can just do it. I'll read it.
Jenna, come over here for a second.
He wants me to write my name. Warno High School.
You got time? Take a quick picture of that.
What is your title?
Push the podium off one side, maybe.
Get your picture first here.
There we go.
Or you want me up there?
I want to jump in here. I'm going to
There we go.
This golfer's got to get a picture. The ribbons must
Yeah, no, I'll send it to you, okay?
Just a bit this way. This way?
All right, back shot on that.
just a little bit more. Yeah.
I gotta use the steps. I'll send you right now.
There we go.